How's it going, folks? This week I sat down with the regional sales manager for Virtuance Photography. If you're a client or a potential client watching this, it's important for you to understand how important, I said important twice, but I don't care, how important using professional photography is, specifically Virtuance Photography, and what they do for us and that kind of thing. If you're a real estate agent watching this, you really should be using someone like this, or Virtuance specifically, because what we're doing in a post-COVID-19 world, companies like this are doing huge things to get homes, help us get homes sold in this kind of environment. I love them. I've used them for years, so I thought it would be a great thing for people to learn about them. Anyway, I really hope you enjoy it. I will see you on the other side. Okay, Ms. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it. For everyone out there watching this, all of my clients and stuff like that, this is Ms. Jennifer. I'm going to mess up your last name. Tell me how to pronounce your last name.
I am Jennifer Armstead, and I am with Virtuance. I'm the sales manager for the East region of Virtuance.
See, impressive titles. Realtors don't get impressive titles. We're all just, I need to come up with, I'm the large regional city something. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. But so Miss Jennifer is with us here today because one of the things, if you've used me before on the listing side, that this is one of the things we spend a little time explaining to my clients about how photography is so important, especially in today's world of people not living in their houses. Right, Jennifer?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Photography is one of the most important things, if not the important thing, the most important thing. Yes.
Well, what I tell my clients especially is people in today's world, and it's been this way for several years, they don't find homes by driving around a neighborhood and seeing my sign out front or whatever. They find them at 2 o'clock in the morning, sitting in their bed, flipping through pictures, right?
Yep. And most buyers nowadays look online 6 months before they ever even really are serious about looking for a house. And it takes 7 seconds before they flip to the next photo and 20 seconds before they pick up the phone to call the realtor. So those are some great stats out there for people that are thinking about whether or not to use professional photography.
Well, and we live in a scrolling economy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We live in a scrolling economy of marketing and that kind of thing, where people flip through their phone with their finger and they look at a picture and they look at that kind of stuff. And so I tell them, by using a company like Virtuance or using Virtuance, the reason I use y'all is y'all not only use professional photographers, and there is, and I say professional because there is and you and I've talked about this before, there is a way and a place to set a camera in a home or in a space to make it look bigger, to make it look brighter, to make it look these things. And then y'all turn around and process them, right? With something, it's called HD Reel. Am I getting that right?
Correct. So we created our own imaging processing system, which is called HD Reel, which is 25 different algorithms which take out all the imperfections of the photos. So not only are our photographers trained to know what features and angles to focus on when they're taking the photos, so it doesn't matter which photographer you use in your market, because we have about 10 to 15 photographers in each market. So you're always going to get a photographer within 2 to 3 days. But then the photos are going through 25 different algorithms to take out the imperfections. So you're always going to get great photos every time you use Virtuance.
Well, I know I do, and then I get them typically the next day, right, by the end of the business day. So it's not something that this process doesn't take forever for you to get your photos and that kind of thing.
No, you're going to get a photographer within 2 to 3 days, and then you're going to get photos by 5 p.m. the next business day. And the great thing about Virtuance also is we do all the editing and processing for you. So if you order a 25 image package, which is our most popular, you're going to get 26 photos. And they're all edited and processed, and they're all labeled for you too. Who wants to take the time to edit, to process it, and then to label everything?
You know what? I don't. God knows, I don't. And look, I tell my clients again all the time that look, you don't want me taking your photos. I'm not a photographer, that kind of thing. And I've always made this argument, and this is for anybody listening to this, whether you're a real estate agent or you're a consumer, understand something that let professionals do what professionals do. Any professional real estate agent that's sitting at your table in your house talking to you and going, hey, you should pay me as a professional to sell your home or to help you buy a home, and then they turn around and take their own photos, they don't believe in hiring professionals in themselves, right? It's a mixed logic to me. Now, you might have that rare, and I do know an agent or two that I would consider professional photographers. It's something they've done for decades, right? But that's the rarity. It's the 1% of 1%. Let people do what they do. And in this industry, I don't know that there's anything other than a marketing plan that's more important than photos and videos of people's homes to get them sold. It's how you get people in 2020 into your home to buy it. Without good photos, without another product we're about to talk about, it just doesn't happen. Now you add on top of this, look, we're living in a post-COVID-19 world, right?
Well,
So we
can I interrupt you for 1 second?
go ahead.
The other thing about Virtuance that I think is amazing is we did 2 years of research to know what buyers click on. So we know which photos that buyers are going to click on. So we know also when we send you the photos, the way the photos need to be, the order they need to go in. So we're going to send you the photos from the front of the house to the back of the house, because we know when buyers are looking at photos that they want to look at the photos as if they're going through the house. So that's the way we're going to send them to you, because we did the research for you guys. So we did all the work before it ever even started taking pictures. So not only are we labeling them, but we're sending them to you the way the buyers want to see them. So it's all there done, all the work, all the research, everything's done in advance for you guys. So you guys, instead of spending those hours taking the pictures, labeling them, editing them, you can do what you're best at, which is selling, prospecting. We want you guys doing what you're best at, and let us do what we're best at doing as well.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because it is, I've done that for years, manually, because it seems like such a little thing, right? Here's the front of the house. Here's walking in the front door. Here's the front hallway. Here's where the office sits. And it seems like such a little thing. Well, it shouldn't matter, right? But it does matter. It matters when you're looking through a home and photographs. It should make sense when you're looking at 3 different angles of the kitchen, and then you go from the kitchen to the living room. You should have saw that angle, right? You should have seen how the floor plan flows, because in reality, it's a big deal. The way a home flows is a huge deal, and should be to most people. It's not just about a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, yada, 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 yada. It's, if that was that easy, people would buy homes without looking at them at all, right? It's more about how it functions for your family, what your family uses it for, and that kind of stuff. And photos and videos should convey that over the internet, right? It should convey that through your sites. So let's actually I've got your website pulled up. Let's take a look at it, because it's got some really cool stuff I want to go over, and you've touched on some of it really well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this is Virtuance, and then you've got, and by the way, I need my EXP up here, just FYI, you know what I mean? My EXP, I'm just saying. Okay. You got marketing faster and better. This is kind of what you were talking about, some stats, right? After switching to Virtuance, whether it's consumer or realtor, I think this is really important, right? 88% of your clients win more listings, 90% increase their showings, and 88% sell listings faster, right?
Mm-hmm. And this is proven results. And I love these stats, because not only are we saying that you're going to increase your showings and you're going to sell your listings faster, but okay, at the end of this, what are we telling you? By doing all this, you're going to get what? You're going to increase your sphere of influence. So you're going to get more referrals, because you know what? Your clients are going to be happy. So they're going to tell their friends and family. So you're going to get at the end of the day, more referrals, and you're going to get more money in your pocket, right? Because if your clients are happy because you're selling your listings faster and for more money, they're happy. And that's what we want for you, right?
Well, it all comes, like you said, it all comes back to the consumer. I think this is not only important for real estate agents, I think this is important for the final consumer. I mean, if you ask these 3 questions to a person, listing their home, this is important, right? Increasing the number of showings that they get, especially up front, right? That first weekend, that first week, that first 2 weeks. And then the selling, faster. Look, everything, this is actually a conversation I have to have with clients sometimes, and actually other realtors. Selling your home faster does not necessarily mean that you have to move faster, right? Some people, I have clients that, okay, I want to sell my home. I don't want to wait until the last minute, right? But I don't want to move for 60 days or whatever it is. We can sell your home in a day, and then everything else is a negotiation. You can stay in your home for 60 days. Everything else can work out on the other end. We can still need to get your home marketed in the same way and sold. So we talked about the HD reel. This is what we were talking about the enhancements and that kind of stuff, and the delivery, of course, I get them the next day. I'm sure that's different from market to market, or do y'all get everybody's the next day?
Nope, everybody gets your photos by 5 p.m. the next business day, regardless of the market.
Oh, awesome. Does that include the Matterport and that kind of stuff, or does that take extra time?
Everything gets delivered by the next business day.
Oh, that is awesome. And this is actually, I thought, and I hope this comes across when we're doing this professional photo and then the HD reel photo on the other side. No joke, folks, this is what I see. This is why one of the biggest reasons I use Virtuance is because this right here, this professional photo on the left and the HD reel photo, this is the software she's talking about. It just comes across as brighter. It comes across better. And the experience, and it's hard to say that about a photograph, but it's the truth. The experience of the photograph on the right versus the other, when you are scrolling through, and I have clients, this is one of the things that I do after I get a listing, and I've had y'all come out and do the photos, and I've got the photos and I put them up and that kind of stuff. I have my clients go through a list of listings in their neighborhood, including their own. And when you're talking again about a flipping world we live in, right, of pictures, and they're going through the pictures, they know when they hit theirs, it looks different, right? Because everybody else looks like the left, and then they get to theirs and their home is brighter, right? Their kitchen's brighter, their living room's brighter. And that brighter, quote unquote, is really, it makes the rooms look bigger.
One of the things that's huge with us is we're not photoshopping anything in. If you look at this photo, everything is just like this is a twilight photo, but if you look at it, like this is the Colorado mountains. And if you look at the picture on the left, you can't see outside those windows. Right. And if that's my master bedroom, which is a huge feature for anybody selling their home, you want people to be able to see out the windows. You put a fireplace in your bedroom, you want it highlighted. This is a dull room. And then you look at the picture on the right and it's bright, it's clear, it's elegant. You want the realtor that's using a professional photographer that's highlighting that, because that's the biggest room, that's the best feature of your house. And you're like, I want to show this off, right?
Absolutely. And we've proven on our side over and over again, the more time people spend looking at your photos, the more likely they are to come out and visit.
And if you go to our site, under the Learn section of our website, we have resources that is available to anybody. All you have to do is join our website, get a username and password, and you can go under resources, and you can download some of these flyers that you can take on your listing presentations that just show before and after photos that talk about the benefits of working with Virtuance and show some of these photos. And they're great flyers and marketing tools that you can use. Like this listing presentation brochure, it's going to walk you through the benefits of working with Virtuance. And this one right down here, it says listing presentation brochure. Okay. You can download that. There's so many great resources on our website that are free and available to anybody that really help you as an agent. When you're on a listing presentation, there's 5 tips to improve your next listing, social media templates. We have so much available resources to you guys. We really want to help you win your next listing. We want to help you promote your listings on social media. We have all these great resources out there, especially now that everything is virtual. We have a lot of resources for you guys.
Awesome. That is, well, and that's the point, right? I mean, it helps everybody. So we talked about the expert there, and service areas. Y'all have got a lot of people all over the country. I know you're not in all 50 states. We have agents all over the country, so I'm going to need you to expand a little quicker and get it.
Okay, so yes, we all are all over the country. We are in 31 markets. You can go onto our website, put in your zip code, and we will give you pricing for your zip code. We are in Georgia. We are in Texas. We are in Colorado. We are in Chicago. I mean, we are Florida. We are in all over. So just, you can go onto this map, click on it, and it'll tell you if we're in that state or not. We're in North Carolina. So we're in several markets all over the country. Arizona. Awesome. So just take a peek.
Then I wanted to also talk about, this is a product that I've started using that I think, again, in a COVID-19 world, that people need to take better advantage of. And y'all partnered with Matterport, right?
Correct. Yes. And we are having, I'm telling you, since we've partnered with Matterport, 40% of our shoots are now Matterport. That's how popular Matterport is. It is, you can virtually walk through the listing, and it's as cheap as, if you want to just order Matterport, it's as cheap as $149.
Well, so, and this is something that's really important. I've made the argument for years that people should start adopting this technology. And you can see there the dollhouse view and the inside walkthroughs and that kind of stuff. And Google tried years ago to get businesses on board with this type of, walkthrough and stuff like that. And nobody wanted it. Everybody treated it as a novelty because people have to go see homes, right? And this kind of thing. And with this technology, you don't have to. In today's world where we have sellers that are afraid to let people in their home and people that are afraid to leave their home, you have to have something that's kind of in the middle. Now, you definitely want to go see a home before you buy it, but you definitely want to eliminate ones that you don't need to be inside. Right? The seller doesn't want you there if you're not interested, and you don't want to be in somebody else's house that you may not be interested in buying. And this is that bridge between that gap, right?
It's like dating. You can date online before you, and narrow the gap like 100%.
Absolutely. And so I really like the dollhouse view. I find that my clients really enjoy that part because you can flip it around, you can look at it from different angles and that kind of stuff. And then of course the walkthrough and the space and that kind of stuff, it really just gives, and I'm sure since the COVID-19 stuff, it's really, like you said, this is push forward, right? More and more people are actually getting into it and adopting it and that kind of stuff.
We have had so many people have jumped on board and really are loving it. When COVID-19 came, we had it in several markets, and we just went ahead and added it to all our markets. And we, as I said, we have had 30 to 40% every week of our shoots be Matterport. And not only did we introduce it across all our markets, but we lowered the price of it. It's $149 if you do it by yourself. If you combine it with the photo shoot, it can be as low as $99. It depends on the floor plan, the size of the listing. Sure. But it's really inexpensive, and it's a great add-on. People are really talking about it. They love it. I think it's a great way to showcase your listing. It gives the buyer so much more opportunity to see the whole listing. And, it's especially in today's market, it gives them the opportunity to see the listing without actually having to go out and see it in person.
Well, and I didn't know this until I was actually looking through y'all's website today, because, and it's my fault, but it looks like that the Matterport stuff works with the VR experience stuff. I didn't know that it did. So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And also,
go ahead.
We have now our virtual marketing suite. So every time you shoot with Virtuance now, you get a website with your listing. So
I use y'all every week, and I didn't even know this. See, this is why we have to have these conversations.
Well, you have to opt in. So you must have gotten an email from us asking if you're ready to opt in. And since you've been a dedicated client, so you can opt in, and now you can start getting the website if you would like. And with your listings, you will get a dedicated website. And with the website, you can, there's so many great things that you can do. You'll get a map that you can, if there's like a charter school that you know about, you can add it to the map. If you're using somebody else for video, you can add the video into the map, into the website. You can actually get leads from the website. They can put their information in and you'll get direct leads. You have a stats report that's on your website. You can create your own agent page. It's super cool.
So what you're telling me is I should read my emails. That's.
Yes, but we can talk about that in further detail.
I can't. No, I can't read the emails. No, I can't. I can't do it. Who reads emails?
You are like one of 50 of my clients that I'm like, let's talk about the emails I send you.
Well, you know what? I think the service y'all provide is amazing. I think what y'all are doing is amazing. It's why I use y'all. Of course, the point of this is to help people and realtors understand that y'all are doing something that, quite honestly, I don't know of another photography company that are doing the lengths of things that you're doing. And obviously, since I didn't know about a couple of these things and I've used y'all for years, it's something that y'all are constantly trying to make better, right?
Well, I think the overall thing about us is we're not just a photography company, we're a technology company, and we're also, we're a photography and marketing company, and we're always evolving, and we're always changing to see what is out there and to fit the needs of our clients and the world. And, the fact that we were able to, in the situation with COVID, we have taken steps to keep our photographers and our clients safe. One of the things I did want to acknowledge is that, our photographers right now are shooting in the COVID world, but they are wearing masks, they are wearing gloves, we are asking that our clients, are not on site, and that, all lights are on, that the blinds are open, that the interior doors are open, and all this can be found on our website. But, we are taking this very seriously, but we are shooting during COVID. So, we are out there doing what we can and evolving with the world.
Well, and that again is just the world that we live in, right? I mean, we need to, again, that goes to, like you said, evolving with the world and changes and stuff like that. This is not something that most people were prepared for, but it's something we do have to live in, right? And that's important. Again, I've told you before, the lady that I like using in my area, her name is Ashley. She's a wonderful lady. She just had a baby not too long ago. I'm sure it's extremely important for her to protect that child, right? While she's out taking photos and stuff like this. So it's both ways, right? Her job is to protect the family of the photos she's going to take, but also her own, right? And that's a thing to take seriously. And any company that's not, I don't think, is doing a great thing for them, themselves. So I think that's important. We all are taking those precautions and changing for those times, and it's probably a good thing overall, right?
Yeah, we want to keep our company safe. We want to keep our clients safe. We want to keep our agents safe. We want to keep our homeowners safe. And we also have on our website things that the homeowners can do to keep if they have children, occupied while we shoot your properties if you need help. Because, we're always thinking of things like this. Our marketing department is working around the clock. So, but also I wanted to mention that I do have a promo code for anybody that is out there that may have a listing coming up or an existing listing that you would like to try Virtuance for that's maybe been on the market for a while and you'd like to reshoot it. It's a 15% promo code. I will give, Robert, I'll give you the link and you can send it out to
I will
all.
post it absolutely with this video.
And it's a 15% promo code. You can try it with any of our products and it's good for a 2-month period. So please feel free to try us out. We'd love to have you.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And if you're watching this, it's the look full price, and I'm that guy. Even if something is of value, it's of value at full price. So having a discount on it is actually an amazing thing because it's worth every penny, even at full price, even more. And I shouldn't say that with her on here because he probably just raised prices then. But it's you know, it's definitely worth it. Jennifer, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I think, again, I've learned a couple of things I didn't even know, and I use y'all's services. So I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for your time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it so much.